More Counter-Strike.
More.
Let's do it.
More. Give me more. But I've been pretty impressed with Harley's op. Shows a lot of promise, and he just looked good. I mean, he looked like he knew what he was doing, and I like that. I like that.
Well, here we go. OG, they are comfortable on this map. They play it offbeat style. Are GODSENT ready for it? On the CT side, Crystal, eventually finds the pop. That's important to at least get a 1-for-1 there. We actually have a Molotov here on Mantu. That's going to be interesting to see how he decides to use that one. Looks like MBK will take down Zen. Farlix, Stico, Madden remain. And, man, I'm sad we don't get to see GODSENT on Vertigo. That was epic last time we saw that. And here they go now, just crunching from CT as well as Construction. Not going too badly so far in terms of this retake, but it's all on Farlig now. Looks like Valdir and Mantu still alive, just playing the time, trying to force a fight, just delay things as much as possible, or not to force the fight. Farlig will get the kill, but there's no time. They played it perfectly, just delaying and delaying. OG pick up the T-route, T-pistol.
Yeah, this puts Farlig in an interesting position with 3250 and body armor. Looks like we'll see a force buy coming out as Modern does not for even a second think about whether armor should be purchased or not. It's an instant buy. And the force comes out, and oh, look at that.
I like that.
With those kills from Farlig, he actually drops the M4 to Modern there. A little bit of a raid boss on a CT force buy. You don't see that too often.
No,
it's really cool because I was wondering if he was going to get it for himself, but he doesn't have a helmet, and that's like a problem. But Madden does. This guy impressed the hell out of us last series that he played against NIP. Madden was very sneaky, very smart, very clutch in the chaotic moments, and there's that pick. So they got what they were looking for, and now they can play passive. This is shaping up very well quickly for GODSENT.
Yeah, and it's almost like GODSENT are using that M4 like kind of like a hero op, just going for that opening pick of Banana with such conviction there. And they actually rotated off of Madden because he's tagged low. It will now be in Crystal's hands, and it looks like he'll continue to get this M4 involved because OG, they're making a case for themselves at bracket right now, but it looks like their real intent is towards that B bomb site, as the bomb is there. But as I say that, they do backtrack and head towards A with it.
Yeah, that lack of CT presence in the middle. Maybe OG sees something that they like. They're able to walk up, but Zen gets popped from somewhere. I think it's from MBK.
Oh, but the information is so good for GODSENT now. They made the aggressive play towards Banana. Already on the flank is Madden here. And now all of GODSENT can make their way onto this A side, or at least on the flank. And this is a death trap for OG. It's a meat grinder. Will they be able to come out on top? 2-for-2 trade. There's Mountain on the flank, but he's not able to find the kill. And that just leaves Stico in the 1v1 now. Is he able to find the shot? No, Issa recovers nicely for OG there.
That's a great force buy, though, from GODSENT, all things considered. I mean, it's, if you're not going to win a round, that's the closest you can come to winning a round. So they've done a lot of economic damage, taking down 4 players. And that's going to get rid of all of the money for OG. And what is this?
Again.
Another force buy.
They just want to control that economy.
They want to double up.
That is really interesting. You don't often see this.
It's like they're taking a loan out of the bank and then going gambling with it.
The question is, when you do stuff like this, do you try to hide it? Because it's reasonable to expect that it's reasonable that OG may not expect it. Actually,
I think you have to hide it. You have.
Oh, the retake utility for top banana. Oh, thank you, thank you, GODSENT. Not enough. I haven't seen this. We've had loads of Infernos and no one's doing it.
The delay retake banana-ish.
Yeah.
Slow down OG for just a little bit. They do have 4 people in the banana waiting for the command of their fearless IGL.
Smoke's being traded there, and actually it's looking pretty good for GODSENT in terms of their positioning And the utility that they have left, a couple of smokes still with 45 seconds. They could refresh a couple of key choke points and make this very difficult for OG. We'll see, though, if that's the case. Alexi B, first to find contact, will be taken down by Modern. So 5v4 advantage here, and GODSENT, they throw that smoke. It's such a great timing.
Wow.
OG are stuck behind this, and pushing on the flank is Zen already. This is looking so good for GODSENT. OG, they're all trapped in this position. Zen on the flank, take down NBK. But Montu's able to find one through the smoke, but OG, they only have 15 seconds left to work with. How are they going to make this work?
Zen's playing this so well.
Yeah, this is it. OG, there's no way they can recover at this point. And what a wonderfully played round by GODSENT there. That was so well done.
Yeah, it went wrong first with, I think one of the big things that went wrong first for them was that, I mean, obviously they took a lot of time, but that's not the end of the world. It was where Alexi B made the run top mid, and he smoked off porch. And smoking off porch like that really makes it, and then pushing arch side, really makes it look like a B split. And so I think that gave a lot of time, especially with actually Madden defending and killing Alexi B. That gave a huge tell.
Nice smoke to bait out a couple nades.
So the other thing about the retake utility on Banana, so we've seen it once from GODSENT, that means we're going to see it probably a lot more, is it's extremely utility efficient, and you as a CTs get to decide when you get to do that, and it's actually extremely effective. They actually didn't go aggressive with it previously and truly take top Banana, but when they have rounds with full weapons and more utility, I expect that they would. And if they have a good read of OG's default timings, it's extremely powerful to take Banana away at the wrong moment for the T side. So that's something we should look out for in the future rounds.
Another thing they achieved off of that was that they then threw that little half-wall nade right over, and it did about 50 damage to both, I think, Issa and Valde in that moment.
Yeah.
So it forced them into the exact position they figured they'd be in, and it worked out perfectly. Seiko, playing off that smoke perfectly, is able to take down NBK. 5v4 now, and that's a well-timed flash as well. The GODSENT utility is looking excellent this game thus far. Just such great timings with these nades, really stopping OG in their tracks here. This is such good prep work coming out from GODSENT. They have looked hungry thus far, and they're cleaning up this round so cleanly. Will they even lose a player is the real question here. Montu surrounded from multiple angles, and GODSENT with a clean 5, staying alive.
And so far as well, and I think we saw this a lot in the previous series where GODSENT performed so brilliantly. The individuals across GODSENT are maybe lesser known names to this level of play for a lot of people, but when we watch their individual decision making in sort of more chaotic, less standard spots, they have very good reads, and they play the decisions out very, very well. Beyond their experience, it feels like almost.
Yeah, I think for sure. Especially when you see, some of these names, as you said, they're not really, maybe not too known compared to, an MBK and Far League. He's the one who's been impressing me the most with his AWPs. In the partners, he does get off Valde, but oh my goodness, he got 2 out of that. I thought he was dead for sure.
Yeah, and that really helps so much. It just adds up. It just makes things feel so difficult. If you're on the T side, and you can't even get that one kill. Like, that it really does make a difference when it feels like you're not getting kills, because even if you're a very experienced, rock solid, elite level player, it does get you a little bit. There is this that you have to work so hard for the kills. It's just that slight psychological edge.
Yeah. Makes you feel good. It kind of helps you warm up a little bit in terms of just having that confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have 10 kills, you pick this angle a little quicker. If you have if you're 0 and 10, you're probably super hesitant, worried about not being 0 and 11. So all that mental stuff kind of kicks in.
And the one thing that's interesting here as well is that we just saw now a very different opening from GODSENT on Banana. They go for the deep smoke. OG don't challenge it, so this does give the opportunity for GODSENT to have played forward towards A, but they didn't decide to do that this time. Now, Alexi B will quickly peek and try to make some space, create some ground for his teams towards this long side. Actually managed to steal his way into Arch. There goes Zen, gets taken down, and it's looking much better here for OG. But can they finish it off? A double from Crystal, the MP9 at the most key moment. Will now make life difficult for Man2. Seems good stuff from him off the AWP, but he's going to go for the fake plant there, take the off angle, but Farlig with the swing, and he's going to knock it out of the park. 4-2, and GODSENT continue to really impress. And again, we've seen a different look on Banana every round so far, and that's something I really want to focus on.
Yeah, I think Alexi B maybe scaled a bit too fast on that A take because he was pretty much by himself in the arch. And he was spotted pretty early before he started to run up. So I would rather have him more... Like, if he gets spotted that soon, I think he should have just hesitated a bit and maybe just waited instead of trying to force the scale. Because if he stayed alive, I think the round's more winnable for OG. Because now they don't have to look at Arch anymore. They can focus more on the pit or A bomb site. So little things like that.
What kind of a look will GODSENT give us at Banana this time? Looks like it'll be the retake nades. Slow OG down a little bit. All 4 of their players are at this Banana position, and they'll only be working with a couple of flashbangs. So these have to be perfect for Montu to try to enable his teammates here. It's just Crystal and Modern on the bomb site. They do have a little bit of counter utility here that they can slow OG down with, but it looks like it'll be just the fight. Excellent first flash to start things off. For Modern, unblind, slightly unblind, won't be able to find anything. Just Crystal finds a kill on that B side, and now OG are able to pick up a smoke, and oh, that deep smoke can offer so much, but Zen finds an angle on it. Oh, and a kill through the smoke as well. This is an excellent recovery from GODSENT here. And it just leaves Montu. 1v3 situation. And he's smoked off of the angle as well. Okay, a little bit of a gap, but doesn't look like GODSENT are going to press the issue. In fact, they don't actually know where he is at this point in the round. So we can see Zen is actually holding the flank. Montu thinks he can find the timing here, but Stiko, waiting for that exact play, will take him out.
I think one thing with GODSENT right now that has me excited, and I know that I never aim for the commentary to ever sound biased, and it's always about talking about the most interesting narratives. But I think one thing that's interesting for me right now in the talk of GODSENT is just commenting on all of the things that they're doing well, because one, I think that it's unexpected that a team of the lineup that they have, that they would be able to perform strategically and tactically as well as individually on the level that they actually are. And they're doing a lot of stuff that other teams aren't but should be doing. So that's interesting to note those things, because it shows that GODSENT are truly studying the game and studying themselves very much.
Yeah, they're really on top of the meta. Nice play between Stiko and Farlig. 2-0 to start things off for GODSENT. They just keep giving OG different looks.
Every single round, yeah, completely different.
It's so refreshing. So many plays to take away from this game to integrate into really any team's playbook.
And the problem as well is that the most important principle when you're playing at the professional level is it's not just about playing good fundamentals. Of course you need those, but you need to also find ways to make your opponent uncomfortable. So you shake them off of their fundamentals, and you create hard decisions for them. That's what it's all about. And so far, you can see that maneuvers like this, the apartment's pressure or the various looks towards Banana, it creates an uncomfortable spot for OG because they can't run their defaults correctly because there's always different things to deal with that they can't account for. And if that's continually the case, you're constantly having to adjust. And if you're the one that's having to be reactive and you're not the one taking the initiative, you de facto have the disadvantage. So unless you have a protocol that deals with something ahead of time that allows you to instantly respond correctly, it's just generally very difficult. And it punishes teams that have bad communication enormously.
Yes. Punish teams without good communication and teams that just have not experienced that before. If you're throwing them a new look that they aren't ready for, that they haven't come up with the answers for prior, it does come down to the communication. It really does. And GODSENT, I also would like to note that they just always create a win condition for themselves in a round. They know where the frags are going to come from, as opposed to, say, a team like Fnatic, where sometimes they start a default and you don't actually know what's going to happen in their favor.
Right.
It takes the pressure off of players in certain rounds to perform, and it does add some pressure to certain players in difficult spots, but if you rotate that nicely, it kind of just consistently gets players involved, keeps them warm, make sure that no one's really on the back foot and just waiting for action to happen. There's always a chance for a player from GODSENT to heat up.
And you can see in this instance, OG will try to go for that banana take, and they threw the deeper smoke so that they can push the CTs out of position. And you can see the Zen will swap positions there. They're going to give up the site and play retake. Oh, that's a bad smoke. That's unfortunate for OG. It's going to delay the Coffin's plant, that incendiary, or maybe not actually. Got there just in time. And 5v4. But one thing to note, it's at the beginning of the round. There are full nades for the retake, which usually massively favors the CTs on the retake.
See those nades flying out just now, but somehow NBK is able to push and find Farlig. That might give OG an opening, but Matsu, a chance. Yeah, that's going to be it. GODSENT will clean things up. They use their utility very well, smoking off the angles, mauling the other ones. Just good stuff from GODSENT, a very team-oriented retake.
Yep, pretty nice. Pretty good that they had the utility. That's the important part of that retake. Gotta have the smokes and Molotovs to flush out the Ts that are trying to camp, lurk, bait, do whatever they gotta do. Now this is a huge round for OG. They need to start putting some more on the board, or at least make the rounds look closer. Right now it looks like GODSENT kind of almost easily winning these rounds.
Yeah, stylistically, I think this is a good matchup in favor of GODSENT, but we'll go into why in a moment. As we see, once again, the openings here between these two teams and more investment towards Banana here from OG. Looks like they really don't want to allow GODSENT to gain the first victory in the rounds on Banana. And looks like that's not going to work out for them. And we're going to get a forward incendiary behind the half wall here, which does suggest that the CTs are going to try to retake this, but on the minimap, we can see that they're not actually really investing in any kind of a push. What they're instead trying to do is bait out utility from OG. They just want to slow them down. They just want to create the illusion that OG have to be waiting. They've got to be worrying. They've got to be throwing utility. And meanwhile, it's a minute left, and GODSENT are actually holding onto their utility fairly well.
That one Molotov made OG use a nade, a flash, a Molotov, and is delaying them by a good like 20 seconds from even
That is
scaling.
value.
It's value.
Big value.
Yeah, GODSENT are winning the war of attrition by a strong margin here. Still are enough nades for OG to run a B exec, but Crystal on this B bomb site still has his smoke, and he places it at such a great time once again. They always have something left in the tank for these late passive setups, and that'll help them out tremendously. Modern and Crystal will have to connect to try to stop OG now. Flashes come out, OG has to push. NBK with a very clean entry onto that bomb site may help things out for OG. It does look like they'll be able to find a plant, but oh, Modern! No scope out of nowhere there, taking down NBK. That's really going to help out the retake for GODSENT. They still have so many nades though they can work with.
Oh, if you're NBK there, you've got to be raging after that one. Just like a blind no scope, effectively.
I gotta see him now just slamming his mouse.
Here's Madden moving forwards to make it even worse. Oh, look like that was a close one, but Valdi's going to pick up the frag. What an important frag from Valdi to pick up, and it's getting worse from for GODSENT here. Very nice hold from OG, and that's going to feel really good. After some of the rounds that they've lost, to pick one up like that is going to be really comforting.
So a little nitpicking on GODSENT. They had a setup where the Opera was, near coffins and the rifler in the bomb site. It gets very difficult to hold B if you don't have flashes for the guy on the bomb site, because if he just peeks by himself, he's usually facing multiple opponents at once. I think JKS is a really good example of how to watch a B hold by yourself.
Valde is in trouble. 5 HP. Can he make it out of there? Yes, he can. Don't see any HEs to follow him just yet, but one thing I was going to say stylistically as well, though, G, is that they know how to run the default game on Inferno, but typically they like to create discomfort for the CT sides of their opponents by playing more of a gambly type of style, which is really messes with your expectation for timings. But let's hold that thought, because here goes Sneeko. Speaking of which, just a mid-round push down middle is very unusual. Trying to catch the rotation. And look at GODSENT, they're just being so annoying. You would not expect them to be aggressive in these moments. Oh, wow. Farlig, huge kill. And then Zen finds a cheeky one as they're rotating as well. They're just hitting these timings. GODSENT are hitting these timings constantly that OG don't suspect.
Oh, Lexi B on the bomb site. It's just now up to Montu at Porch. He's able to take down one. He needs to win this round for his team. OG needs some life here. Will Montu be able to find it? He does. Nice shot from him.
Sick shot. Really well played by OG to actually weather all of those aggressions. So surprising. There was 3 engagements there that GODSENT initiated whilst OG were using their advantage to hit a site. That caught OG off guard, and GODSENT got killed each time. And OG still managed to come back from that. It's really impressive.
And Parlig was pushed up in the apartments, so they knew a while back that OG was hitting this A-bomb site, and they still managed to somehow win this round.
Opening pick going the way of OG. A second one, in fact. Looks like that aggression from GODSENT is continuing into this round, but it's not working in their favor. GODSENT going for a gamble stack, 15 seconds into the round. This does not feel good if you're a CT side. Just all your eggs in one basket. And they'll actually change up their own look here. Instead of playing for the 3-man stack, Modern does rotate back over to B, hoping to have a heroic hold. Maybe just drop a smoke and rotate on back. No, okay, he'll actually go for the retake procedures. This is... Oh, wow. This could cause so many problems for OG if he's able to find anything here. But the boost up does get spotted, and Modern forces them off the angle. Oh, wow, man, he's just taking...
so sick.
Yeah, he's just taking complete control by himself. It'll force the remaining OG players into the waiting arms of those 2 GODSENT members on A.
Oh, he's selling it so hard right now. He's selling it so hard. That's amazing. We have to talk more about that in a moment. They're going to be fed into the A site. Right now, GODSENT are playing OG like a fiddle, and OG are responding so beautifully to every manipulation from GODSENT as Sneeko pushes the smoke, and this is just insult added to injury. And there's only Valde left. It's a close one in terms of the personnel, but you just have to be so impressed with how GODSENT have played this. But it's not over just yet. Valde looking for the clutch. You'd not want anybody else in this position, but the timing simply is not favorable. It's Madden to get the kill, and this guy is really truly something else. What a round. Okay, let's just go into it. Let's just get in there.
Just the fact that he rotates off instead of just sticking with that 3-man A stack. The 3-man A stack's a solid call. A lot of teams would opt for that because then you just save if they go B. But he just takes complete control of Banana on his lonesome.
You never see retake nades in that for that. I've never seen someone use the retake set, which you can do all by yourself from one position like he did, in that situation. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's insane. And then he keeps pushing to find that kill at Banana too. OG just feel like they're shut out of Banana at that point.
They're convinced there has to be a reason for him to actually be doing that, which would suggest that they're stronger on that site.
Yes.
And so there's more to break down with that, but oh man, how can you not be excited for some of the stuff that GODSENT are doing? They're truly innovating with stuff like that, and it's great to see. What a look.
Oh, what a read coming out from them here. They have 3 players on this B site, and OG are looking to approach.
Oh, they're looking for the push here. They're close for this one. They've got to play this dangerous dance here with the AWP and the rifle. They're subtly moving backwards. Oh, nice repeat from Farlig, really causing problems. Madden's still on the site as well, so they cannot break this position. He's reset up himself towards that pull position, playing anti-flash every so often, and Madden is going to be able to make so many different kinds of decisions here. He'll opt for the more defensive one, which certainly makes sense. They've got the 4 versus 2 advantage. right now it's really about OG forcing their way into an overcommitted spot, and that's where then GODSENT can finish the round. GODSENT themselves do not have to play and play aggressively in any manner.
OG though, they're trying to find some opening here. If there's anything to take, there's 2 in each bomb site, so it does give OG a chance to get some picks. And Issa does take out Zen at the archway. Stiko's all alone in this A bomb site. He needs to get both the kills. He does get the bomb off Issa. So now knows the A plant as Mantu is planting the bomb.
Oh,
goodness.
That's insane. Mantu looking for the 1v3 off the plant clutch as he takes the off angle towards the boiler room. And here is the peek. It's a great peek just before they were ready. And, oh, he doesn't expect Madden to be coming from the same position. It's very difficult to know. And the defuse will be had, but beautiful stuff there from both teams. But it is GODSENT who pick up the round, 9-4.
Yeah, it's such a labored effort, though, for OG to even bring it there. That was a really heroic round for Mantu. Almost able to capitalize, but GODSENT are just outplaying OG on a macro level.
Yeah. And it seems as though one of the cool things about this GODSENT team is it seems as though all of the individuals just get it. They understand. It's not just a coach is telling them, oh, you should do this and this. And because you can always tell with that there's a degree of like staticness to the play. But these players are figuring it all out by themselves on the fly dynamically and communicating it well. And speaking of which, a new look here for the GODSENT team as they go for the aggression in mid. Doesn't work out this time. Great response there from MBK. Farlig, though, backpedaling and trying to chase it down. They fall into the trap, and Zen is the trap. Zen will take both kills, and that's going to leave just 2 in Valde and Alexi B. And you got to feel for them right now. It's a struggle.
And the bomb is down in Braca right now. This is not looking good for OG. They have a couple smokes, so they could actually smoke both sides of it and maybe retrieve it. But again, it's just so difficult for them to try to come back into this round. GODSENT have had such great starts in the majority of these. And even when OG does find that opening pick, GODSENT have a contingency plan. So, let's see Valde. They'll have to connect. Okay, that's one way to deal with it. But Crystal is there, and he strikes with 2.
The money is not very good here for OG. One extra thing I want to add about the retake utility set quickly is that in the situation that Madden was in, for anybody who throws that utility, what happens is you get the smoke that falls on the half wall, which prevents vision, and then the Molotov goes forwards. And if you want to be aggressive as a T, you have to swing into a very open position by the sandbags where you'll likely get shot down. So usually what happens is the Ts will play behind the smoke, and so that means that you can then push. And so obviously that's what Madden did. And so if you can find the Ts in that timing, that utility set is extremely efficient in pushing the Ts behind the half wall, which sets them up, just as Alex said, for follow-up HEs if you have those lineups as well. So just that one set of utility manipulates positioning very reliably, which is why it's so strong, because it's also so cheap to do it. And you can, one player can do it all by himself from one spot, and I've seen players do it from different spots too. So it baffles me when teams don't use that, and it's not used enough. I mean, Astralis popularized it ages ago. Just, copy it. Copy Astralis, man.
Copy Astralis. So easy to do these days. Not really. But GODSENT, they did have 4 people towards A bomb site for a little moment. But Farley's going to rotate back through CT spawn, trying to support this B as best he can. And that little smoke actually pulls an extra person from GODSENT over to B. And this is a time window that will work for OG if they hit right now.
Oh, but this smoke from Stiko stopping the apartment push. And Zen is still here on porch. He's by himself, but somehow he's able to get one and fall off. And he's using his counter utility so well to buy time. And the rotation has come back now towards A. OG will be running into 3 players. The first is Stiko. He's going to find one, looking for more, able to drop off. Farley's able to pick up that player. And this is looking so good for GODSENT. What a half from them.
Wow.
11-4 from GODSENT. That is honestly so stunning. We'll have to see if OG have anything in the tank left for Inferno after the break.
Welcome back. We are here with an exciting second half of GODSENT versus OG. GODSENT just running away with their CT side. Just had us a bunch of different looks. I don't think this is live.
No, it's live. They're playing a rotate setup right now.
Why they
so they can fast rotate to A or B.
Makes sense, but it just seems a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, the Speedway is generally the more favored position as to actually where you buy guns, but a little bit of a show between the players on OG and Spawn. Just kind of goofing off a little bit, getting loose, because they're going to need to. They need to come out with a little more gusto in this second half as they're challenged at the A site.
This actually might be the most appropriate way to play this defensively here. 3 around the pit. Position is perfect to deal with this push, and they are really struggling to get some of the kills though, but it is fairly even in terms of the numbers. The 3v3 here. Farlig's still lurking in the apartments as you have this retake coming through. Mantu has a couple pops there from push. Doesn't get the connection he's looking for, and that does allow a player onto the site. That's actually the bomb onto the site. Now the problem is that Crystal doesn't want to plant just yet. Wants to make sure they can get some additional kills first. They do have time to work with. Don't have to rush anything. Will Crystal think about going for the plant soon? We'll have to see. I'm not sure if he just tapped it or not. Try to force a CT through the smoke, perhaps. Try to assess the situation here. Again, you don't need to necessarily plant if you think that the CTs will move in during that moment. And there we go. Commits to the plant finally. There it is. CT start moving in. Can he get behind cover in time? Just about, but the Glock is not going to do it. Valde and Alexi B finish off the round and pick up a much-needed pistol. And, man, they must have done some research or something. They had that stack in pit, which was the exact way you deal with the whole the pop like that. The Halls pop.
Yeah. Might be on the way the meta. We've been seeing a lot of Halls pop on pistols. We saw it in the last series as well. But OG, a breath of life in their game. They win the pistol, they get rifles. But with the bomb plant, GODSENT is able to buy up too. And we've seen how dreaded these second rounds can become when you start getting picked off with their superior weapons.
Yeah, this is a scary round for OG. And you just figure GODSENT have some deliberate way to use these rifles. They've shown so many game plans throughout this entire tournament that you would really expect them to have something set to get these AKs and Galils involved.
Yeah.
And they have 4 smokes to work with. They can take some good map control away from these CTs. They already have decent space at Banana. They haven't quite cleared out the sandbags angle. And, oh, that's a nice little nade to chunk Farlig down. He is one of those rifle players. So that is a really good look for OG here. And yeah, GODSENT looks like they have position now. They have this banana space. And Stico, on the other side of the map, somehow able to pick off that balcony player. That's a huge frag to get, because it makes a 2-2 situation for the CTs.
Smoke. That will be gone at 24 seconds. If they were to wait the smoke out. That is. You see Alexi's playing close to it in case they jump through. All more smokes going down. Oh! That's a pretty good frag to get, and they're going to go with it. Oh no! Zed was waiting around the corner as Alexi tried to punish the rotation, and they'll go back to B after that frag. Unreal stuff there. That's so unbelievable. OG in such a poor position now because of all of that, and Mantu in a 1 versus 4, he's able to find the first kill. So one player that's particularly low, that's going to be Madden. We'll see if Mantu can extract additional value from this round. But he may want to excise himself from this site as the bomb is going to go off soon. He's challenging though. Oh, finds a headshot, but he'll go down. Wow. The calling there from GODSENT is pretty good.
And the shots from Stico. That enabled that entire round. Man, that was...
I want to see those kills on Stico.
Yeah.
I felt so that felt so rough for OG because LXEB makes like the correct play and to try to chase the frags as they're rotating out because of the reaction to Stika getting the kill. And it's just so unfortunate for him that they left a lurk in the corner. That's so smart.
Yeah. Really heads up play from Zen there. That's one of the worst feelings if you have 3 players on the B bomb site and you have the T's trapped, you have the stack ready, and then that player that's supposed to contain just dies at mid like that. It gives the T's an option they really shouldn't have had in the round. So, credit to Stiko though for picking it up. Nice shot.
Yeah, it was definitely a really crazy shot. All the way from downtown. Now LXEB has to try to do one better. Gets a tag. GODSENT just setting up a camp over by the long position. It creates a huge amount of pressure. You can see that the response from that pressure is 2 in CT, 1 in library. It's going to be a little bit awkward. We'll see if they can catch another play here. Oh, Valde only getting 1 there. That's unfortunate. There's a backstab from Manti. Oh, the repeat from Zen there.
Oh my
goodness.
What?
Zen! How is he so... What?
He's got a shield. He's got a shield around him.
He's made of Swiss cheese. The bullets just going through him.
Oh my god. It's like the scene from Pulp Fiction.
Which one? Which scene are you talking about?
There's a scene where the guy's like, oh god, I'm forgetting all the... They're shooting at John Travolta's character with the gun.
Marvin.
Like,
they're shooting at Marvin.
Yeah, and then he's just like hit by nothing. It's like bullet holes everywhere, but and he feels like he's been saved by God.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
That scene. Pulp Fiction's a great movie.
Shot Marvin in the face.
This puts OG in a really tough position. They forced into that previous round. GODSENT dealt with it surprisingly well off the back of Zen getting perhaps a little lucky.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Touch.
I want pro players to miss 2 full deagle clips on me when I'm running around with their back turned, you know?
If that happens, I mean,
I'll
if that
tweet
happens
it.
consistently, anyone could have a strong career.
It's true.
Yeah, just dodging bullets.
That'd be a funny hack, right? Just never get hit.
I think that is a hack. The anti-aim or
The anti-aim?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Don't hack.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, guys.
It's not worth it.
Well, you can hack if you want. It just means that you're a loser scumbag. You shouldn't be playing anything competitive.
There
If you
you
want
go.
to cheat yourself and cheat others, then you
Get out.
I'm telling him
should
not to do it.
you should not
Don't do it.
mess with other people's journey of mastery.
I like that. It's noble, Dan. It's very noble.
Yeah.
The gavel stack does not pay off for OG as GODSENT just walks into a free bomb site. No resistance. No challenge. Just a free plant. And they walk away.
And it looks like OG aren't even too interested in finding exits. They're not pressing on forward too much. Don't want to give extra money to GODSENT. It's a wise choice, but
I mean, you're down 13-5.
Yeah.
You might want to try to get some guns
yeah,
here.
that's all. That's what I was thinking too. You know, exits might just favor you more, even if you take 1 AK into the next round and give up what 6 times 5 or 6 times 4, $2,400. It's worth it. But it's a passive decision by OG. You want to keep GODSENT a little cool, but that's going to be difficult to do for the remainder of this half.
Oh, for sure.
See a timeout, OG. You need a timeout right now.
I
Talk it over.
I think they just want to get onto map 2.
That's not how you're supposed to think, though. There's always a chance, even though it's 14-5. You have to believe in yourself, or at least make it competitive. Bring it back like a 16-14. That's huge. Even if you lost, probably feel better about yourself, like you believe. You always have to believe. Never give up. Never give in.
Looks like the war of attrition has once again favored GODSENT at Banana. You can see the nades that are left for OG now. It's just a single smoke and a flash. Just a smoke now. And there's still so much utility on the side of GODSENT, but they're losing players. Montu takes down Crystal, and from this position, Issa connects with NBK to take down Seiko. But on the bomb side is Zen and Modern. Oh, wow. What a defense being put up by Montu. Looks like he will extend the life of OG here unless Modern is able to pull off the 1v3.
Can't put it past them, given what we've seen. There's the first kill. They're all over the place, though. Mantu, what a revelation. He has been the quad kill on the defense there, under much pressure. He will deliver for OG, keeping them alive in this one. He's 24 for 16. There's only one other player on the OG team that has double digits, and that's 13 kills. So he's got almost twice the closest player to him, and everybody else is not even in double digits just yet. So it's certainly been a game where OG have lacked comfort. I think that's what we can deduce from some of the stat lines there.
Yeah, if you add up the scoreline of all those bottom 3 players, I'm pretty sure Montu's just right there. Let's see, 8 plus 6 plus... Yeah, he's way above it, actually. He is well above it. You have to add 8 more kills. Oh, Farlig, nice opening onto Valde there, but Alexi B does commit to the fight, takes him down in the trade. This really weakens that defense.
Yeah, that's the trade you love to get at the beginning of the round for the T side.
Also, as Farlig, he's pretty much dead in that spot. The nades were coming, they're about to peak. And the point that he's able to get a kill before dying is huge. It's like if you ever find yourself in those spots where you're probably dead 100% of the time, just try to get a kill, no matter what.
Yeah. Die for the cause.
And the question is how OG actually capitalized, or rather, sorry, GODSENT capitalized from this. So they may not expect a forward setup here. It's unusual to see this from the CT side. So this is really smart by OG to do this. Oof. Scary times. Alexi B not going to peek that one. Zen is creating some space here for the team now. Ooh. It would be interesting for them to walk all the way to the back of B. Oh, Alexi B finds the bomb. That's a problem here for GODSENT. They are against the clock here. I don't know if they even have time to plant at this point. Yeah, there's no time really. Alexi B has done enough. Ooh. 7 rounds for OG. It's hanging in there.
Money is still solid for GODSENT. They could force up here. A couple players will be without rifles, but Tech9s have been so dangerous on this map, historically speaking. That B rush or any kind of A exec halls pop. There's a few plays to get these pistols involved that are actually quite effective. So we'll see what GODSENT choose here. Looks like it'll be a pretty standard setup for OG, all things considered. They're not really even fighting for Banana this time around, which is an interesting look from them. They're playing a lot more passively, holding onto that utility, letting GODSENT burn their own nades. Whoa, nice nade. Well timed. Tag Crystal down low, and alright, looks like GODSENT are just going to go for the full-on B exec off the bat. Maybe a re-exec at best.
There we go, all the flashbangs making their way in, and they're going to circumvent Alexi B's position. They're going to try to double up behind him. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. Even if he was to hit one of those shots, he's going to get traded. This has worked out so well for GODSENT. What a push. It's actually very cool to see the 2-man pistol maneuver through the CT smoke into construction. And they're going to force a save for OG. This is not retakeable at this point.
Strap by GODSENT. It's been a hot minute since it's in a B split like that, where, as you said, the pistolers just rushed towards the back halls and really put Alex B in an awkward spot with AWP. He had pretty much had to swing from fights on both angles, and so he chose the back hall one, and he couldn't connect on the shots either.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that in the European circuit for a while, but Spirit has been conquering the CIS region with that strategy. They've been loving that one. You have to respect their banana control now, and GODSENT are showing that you have to similarly respect theirs.
Yeah, it's looking really grim now for OG. Fighting against map point, and it's been really touch and go for them ultimately. It seems like GODSENT are better prepared on Inferno, and OG have been hit, like statistically kind of hit and miss on Inferno, and so that could very well be a stylistic thing. But regardless, for right now at least, we're going to see them lacking utility. They do have the AWP, they do have the a couple M4s, so the question is how to find the picks, and that's not a bad way to do it with that forward play coming in from NBK. It's going to be able to take down another one, just sitting at the bottom of mid here, causing all kinds of problems. Can he find another one here? It's all up to Mr. Crystal. 1v2 actually, so maybe there's something he can do here, but there's the AWP on the other end of it. OG pick up a scrappy rounds with the mid-rush.
I feel like that's one of the first mid-rushes we've seen all day.
That's true, actually, yeah.
We've seen a lot of Inferno thus far, but it's other than Modern just pushing down a bench one time this game thus far. It's just OG creating some chaos, hoping that they can win out the tough situation based off of their individual experience, and it works out for them there. But GODSENT don't let them off the hook that easy. They will force pistols into this one. Might have another little pocket strat coming out for us here, as Montu is naded down early on to 62 HP. What's the contested B going to look like? OG try to fix things up with 3 players this time around. The flash comes forward, and Alexi B is able to capitalize. Nice space being taken by him. Montu is here on the corner still, and there are a lot of players they have to deal with, but this is just so much manpower on the OG side, and it's something that GODSENT were not ready for.
Yeah, totally right. Going to keep the push going though, and they're going to convert on both of those frags, and that's going to create issues, so many issues, because with the minute left, they don't even have to commit to be here. They could just reset this, fake it out, try to bait out more utility from the CT side, but it looks like they will keep things simple and keep the push going. There is this bomb site is now reinforced. We have a second player who's made their way over there. MBK. It's 2 AWPs though. See if that can do the job here for OG. Oh, there's a whip from Mantu. And that's... And MBK gets into an awkward position as well. That might be the map hit. Issa, though, he keeps things competitive. 1 versus 2. But they're posted up in construction with an AWP. And there you go. Just like that, 16-8. GODSENT pick up the first map of the series. And honestly, the way they played that first half, I'm really not surprised the scoreline looks like this.
I thought that last round OG was going to win that one. Looked like it.
Yeah.
They got the kills. They had people stacked there, and
then there's all the smokes and the double AWPs, and you're like, hang on.
What's going on? What happened?
Well, we'll talk more about what happened after a quick break.